I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but next weekend might decide the trajectory of my weightlifting career for the next few years. So what this video today is going to be all about is my training since Melbourne. I did get a new camera, so I haven't been filming everything, but I will be showing what I have filmed to give you a bit of an update on what I've been doing in the gym since my last competition. And it is a beautiful Sunday here in Brisbane. The sun is out, the weather is nice and cool. I'm in my hoodie in the middle of the day, which is crazy, but this is my favorite time of year because it is nice and cool out, but the sun is still shining. So I'll just be here rambling while my training videos play in the background. I hope you enjoy. The qualifications for the Commonwealth Championships in India in August close on May 11, and this competition takes place on May 10. Now, if you do the maths, this is the last chance I have to qualify for the Commonwealth Championships. And the reason why this is so important is because the Commonwealth Championships in India is one of the first opportunities I have to qualify for the Commonwealth Games in 2026, which is one of my biggest goals of my weightlifting career at the moment. I really want to represent Australia in Glasgow next year in July. But like I said, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, and it's honestly not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. There are still other opportunities, but in the plan that me and my coach currently have, the best course of action would be to go to India, compete at the Commonwealth Championships, and throw my hat in the ring for contention for the Com Games next year. So what has training looked like since Melbourne and since my last video? I've been back in the gym. It's been a pretty interesting time because my right hip has been playing up a lot. I did a bit of a number on it in Melbourne and my last clean at 172 kilos before my coach wisely pulled me out. So for the last 2 weeks in training, my focus has been on being as consistent as possible and trying to be as pain-free as possible, because if you think about it, in reality, I'm not going to lose that much strength in 2 weeks. I'm also not going to gain anything in 2 weeks. So there's no point in me pushing my numbers in training and risking hurting myself even more. I've been doing a lot of rehab work as well on my hip to try and make it as good as possible for this weekend, for Saturday morning, when I compete at Cougar's weightlifting club. Now, the goal this time is to qualify for the Commonwealth Champs, and what I need to do to qualify is hit a 290 kilo total. Now, that seems pretty simple when you look at my abilities in weightlifting, but there's been a lot of variables thrown at me in the last few weeks, including my hip, dropping weight again. I'm sitting around 80 kilos, 81 kilos, so there's not too much weight to drop, but I'm still in a calorie deficit to maintain this weight, so that's definitely still a factor. And then finally, the mental stress of backing up and competing again, because I wasn't planning to do this competition this weekend. My plan after Melbourne was to have a few weeks of rest and relaxation where I'd still be training, but nothing intense, before I get back into a huge prep phase to get ready for the Commonwealth Champs in India. But that plan has slightly changed, but the prep phase will still happen after this comp, and I'll be getting back into some really good strength work, which I'm really excited for. But that is a topic for another week, because my focus now is all on Saturday. After the last comp, I learned a lot, so we are taking all of those learnings with us into this competition, and I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to enjoy it. I can't wait. In other exciting news from the week just gone, I trained yesterday at CrossFit Verge. So why CrossFit Verge is important to me is that was the gym I did my first ever snatch and clean and jerk at back in 2016 when I started CrossFit. One of my good friends, Elliot, owns this gym, and it was pretty cool to head back there and watch him do one of the CrossFit semi-final workouts. And seeing people do those workouts really does make me miss CrossFit, but also it makes me really glad that I don't do CrossFit anymore, because that is hard. It looks so tough. When I think about weightlifting compared to CrossFit, they're so different. And weightlifting has its challenges. It is really hard, but a 30-minute AMRAP, spending all that time on a rowing machine, doing a bunch of toaster bar and then having to climb a freaking rope. Are you serious? I'll stick with my squats. I'll stick with my clean and jerks. For now, I do miss it a lot though. So maybe one day when I'm done competing in weightlifting, I'll might have to give CrossFit another crack. And the final thing I want to talk about today, there's not a whole load of updates from me, is what my plan is for competing this weekend and what I'm going to do differently so we don't have the same experience as we did in Melbourne. Now, in the last video, I went over all of the things that I learned from that competition in Melbourne, and the primary things that I'm going to be doing this weekend to have a successful competition is to really plan out the day and do my best to enjoy the competition itself. Another thing that I did in Melbourne that kind of hindered my performance was I was really excited for everything after the competition. I was really excited for the competition to be over. And for weightlifting and any competitive sport really, if you're just excited for the event to be over, you're not going to be able to enjoy the moment and you're not going to be able to focus when you need to. And because I was so excited to eat food after and have some drinks because I'd really restricted myself for the entire year, I was just sort of excited for that competition process to be finished and for me to have an afternoon where I felt like more of a normal person. And although I think it's okay to be excited about those things, and I am excited for that again after this comp, I'll be hanging out with Laura and my friends, my primary focus on that day is to do the job that I need to do, which is to lift heavy weights. And to give myself the best chance of lifting those heavy weights, I need to be as locked in as possible and be in the moment and not be thinking about anything else afterwards. And for me, the best way to lock in is to enjoy the moment, have fun, smile. And for me, that means I'll be enjoying the time with myself, lifting heavy, and enjoying the time with my coach, and also enjoying the time with my other competitors. I feel like I do the best when I am smiling, I'm having fun, I'm talking, I'm laughing, because that does ground me, that does center me in the moment, because all we're thinking about is lifting weights. And that's what I love. So that's what we're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna be locked in, I'm gonna be having a good time, and all of my energy and my focus for that 2 hours or 3 hours of competition will be solely focused on weightlifting. Being able to compartmentalize like that is really gonna help me perform, I think, because that's where I've done my best work in the past. And then whatever happens after that will happen. I know I will enjoy the time post-competition all the same. It's always fun post-comp, but I'm there to do my job. And that job might not pay me, but I still enjoy it and I'm doing it anyway. I would very much like it to pay me though, so if you wanna send me some money or give me some free stuff, hit me up. But that's it. That's all from this update. I hope you enjoyed. And as the wall says, eat, drink, relax, and be happy. Words to live by. All right? Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.